I would like to call this meeting to order. Thank you for joining us for our weekly hybrid MLS breakfast meeting. My name is Samson Wu with Clinical Real Estate Group, and I'm your April Program Chair. We'd like to have David Chen to do the Pledge of Allegiance for us. It's my honor to lead you to the flag, so please follow me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Thank you, David. We'll now have John Wax to do the inspirational quote.
Zig Ziglar, what you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals.
Thank you, John. All right. So if you are a member and you'd like to make an announcement, please fill out an announcement form located to my left and return complete form to Berlin. Thank you. A few housekeeping tips. All participants on Zoom will be billed upon entry to the MLS breakfast meeting. And should you have a question or a comment, please remember to enter it into the chat box. Please remember to join us weekly as we will have our hybrid MLS breakfast meeting every Thursday at 9 a.m. As always, this meeting is being recorded and will be available online on our YouTube channel, West Singerville Valley Realtors. Please remember to follow WSGVR social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also watch all our pre-recorded videos on YouTube. Join our text message group for updates. Text WSGVR to the number 888-301-2201. Today's agenda consists of our affiliate spotlight, John Wax, Snack NHD, and our guest speaker, T. Schwehr. So today's agenda consists of our affiliate spotlight, John Wax, Snack NHD, and our guest speaker, T. Schwehr, Economic Development Manager, City of Arcadia. Just a reminder that to be eligible for today's join, you must be a WSGVR member and be here in person at the association. We'll be having an attendance join, Amazon gift card join, and 50-50 raffle. Today, our affiliate spotlight will be brought to you by the affiliate committee chair, Lena Secretary of U.S. Bank and Vice Chair Teresa Newman of Loan Direct. Take it away, John.
Thank you. I just want to say how appreciative I am to be a part of this board for so many years, probably 20 plus years, and what they allow us affiliates to be able to do to bring you valuable content with our panels and getting to know all about what the affiliates do on their off hours as well as when they're doing work and whatnot. Next slide, please. Okay, so the top left picture you see there is a generation of 3 waxes, the 3 wax generation. There's my dad who passed away at the age of 97, just a kid, and me, and that's my son, and he's a civil engineering student at Cal State Northridge. He's also doing civil engineering tutoring, which we're very proud of. He's earning his first paycheck from the university, so he's a state employee for a short time. And he just competed in a steel bridge competition, which he thought he came in 3rd, but now that all the results are in, they ended up coming in 1st. So the finals will be in San Diego, where he competes against UC San Diego and Pomona, because they were the top 3 of the regional division, and that's what we do. On the bottom left, that's my son and I, because we try to stay in shape and keep busy and talk about the day-to-day things that go on in his and my life. And we were out for a walk in our neighborhood. And then when my dad was alive, we go as a family out and we love to do teppan. So you can see that we're over there in a teppan grill, enjoying sumptuous meals. We either went to something fishy or Chocho-san or places like that. We really love those places. And then also we like to get out and do museums and other things as a family, going out and enjoying culture and learning different things. This happened to be at Getty Center, right on the beach. It was a gorgeous day and we were checking out all the art, and my son was doing, for his art history class, he was taking down notes and things like that. So we thought we'd take a great picture of them. Okay, next slide, please. Oh, I'm gonna tell you a little bit more. So the reason why I can't be here every year, I'm a caregiver. My wife has been bedbound for over 1.75 years. She has multiple medical conditions, and she has good and bad days. Right now, I have a caregiver with her, and so he's monitoring to let me know if there's anything I need to know about her condition and how we proceed with her. And then the weekend, my son, I take care of him. He's very diligent. I've never seen a son like he is, kissing his mom, always saying, "I love you, Mom. Okay, how can we do this?" And she doesn't say no to him, so that's a really good thing. So it helps me when she has to take medications and things like that. Okay, as far as SNAP NHC goes, I've been in the NHD business for over 28 years. I'm a great consultant as far as anything in the reports. We are doubly endorsed by California Association of Realtors because we're in the drop-down menu of the car forms. You can use us that way, as well as we include in our reports if a property is high or very high fire severity, FHDS car forms, as well as the decision tree. And if you have questions regarding any of that, please contact me. I'll walk you and your clients through the form and explain anything else in there that would help you and make your transaction much smoother. Example, I got a call from one of my clients. She's representing. Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate all your help.
Thank you, John. Thank you, John, and good luck to you at the final. All right, we'll now have our affiliate introduction. We'll now have our affiliate introduction for today. Our paid affiliate, please line up at the front. Please, no promotions. This is a morning greeting only. We'll begin with affiliate in person.
And everyone, safe to come with my NHG and have a great day.
Good morning, move over, David Tran, there's a new cowboy in town, Cosmo Sanchez, Homelander.
Good morning, everybody. Just a simple title girl here. Angie Tang, First American Title.
Morning, everyone, my name is Joe Haggerty, Orange Coast Title. Morning.
Good morning, everybody. Mackenzie Hahn from Washington Plus Property Inspection.
Hi, for me, it's Angie Wong from Loan Direct.
Hi, my name is Phoebe Liu. I'm from Eastern Bank. I'm a local commercial home loan officer. You guys have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Happy Thursday.
Let's say this is a parallel, but it's not all on the market.
Good morning. My name is Sue with
I can't hear.
That's better? Yeah. Good morning. My name is Sue with Arcadia Asset Management.
She is joining us a new affiliate member. Nancy Chan, lawyer's title. Have a wonderful day. Good morning, everyone. Yolanda Martinez Arana, WFG National Title. Make it a productive day.
Good morning, everybody. Lucia Tam, representing CAMPA, Chinese American Real Estate Professionals Association. Have a great warm weekend.
Good morning, everyone. Derek Talbert, CST Insurance. Have a great day.
Again, John Wax with SNAP NHC for all your NHC tax environmental needs. Have a wonderful day.
Good morning, David Tran with Home Call Home Warranty. Just want to clarify, there's no new sheriff in town. I'm still the sheriff. And for a long, long time. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Next, we'll call on affiliate who join us virtually.
Unita's not here.
Okay. Unita will Warranty of America.
She's not here.
All right. So with Teresa Land, Huntington Title Company.
Teresa?
Excuse me, good morning. I don't see myself on screen, so I'm kind of lost. but I'm sure you can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes, we can hear
Well,
you.
Yeah, good. Hey, I just want to wish you a good morning and have a wonderful day. You have some, lucky strike today. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Teresa. And next we have Judy Chow, AAA Capital Investment.
Good morning, Judy Chow, Senior Loan Officer, and have a great Earth Day this Saturday. Thank you.
All right. Please remember to support our affiliate with your transactions. We are happy to include open teaching to our hybrid MLS breakfast meeting. Remember, if you would like to pitch your listing, you must go to the www.sgvar.com. Click on the open page, fill out the Karen request form, and submit no later than Tuesday midnight of the week you want to pitch. Today, we have one listing pitch from Daniel Venti of Engine Venti Realtor Inc. Take it away, Daniel.
Thank you. With an approved South Pasadena APN, this property will offer by right admittance to the South Pasadena School District. The property also features a 2-bed, 2-bath detached back home, perfect for extended family or a source of rental income. On a large quarter-acre lot, there is plenty of room for everyone to spread out and enjoy the California sunshine. Brokers open today, 12 to 2. See you there.
Thank you, Daniel. All right, please give a warm welcome to our guest speaker from the city of Arcadia, Schwehr, Economic Development Manager. He currently serves as the Economic Development Manager for the city of Arcadia. In this role, he oversees the city efforts to attract new business and development and act as the city liaison to the local business community, commercial property owners, and real estate professionals. Prior to his current position, Tim worked for 7 years as an urban planner and takes a city planning-based approach to economic development. He has a bachelor in political science from the University of Washington and master in urban and regional planning from Cal Poly Pomona. He is originally from Seattle, Washington, but he has lived in the LA region since 2003.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Tim Schwehr, City of Arcadia. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me today. So I was invited here to talk a little bit about planning development projects that are going on in the city. So this is a presentation I do at a few different locations throughout the year, just to say what's going on. My specialty with the city of Arcadia is commercial development and multifamily, mostly apartments or mixed use. So those are the projects I'm going to highlight today. We'll start out with some recently completed projects in the city. This is a 80 townhome development, 8,000 square feet of commercial. Construction was complete about 9 months ago. It's at 17 Los Tunas Drive, so kind of the south part of the city, Santa Anita and Live Oak, Los Tunas. The area outlined in red, yellow there, as you can see, it's mostly townhomes, and those are completed and occupied. And then next slide. And then this is the commercial component. We do have a couple new tenants coming in. Paris Baguette Bakery is one of the tenants, and then we have a new, I think it's a Japanese restaurant that has also been signed to locate there. And this just shows the residential. So these are townhome style developments. Previously, this was a commercial center, and this is kind of a theme that's you're going to see as far as what's going on in Arcadia. A lot of old commercial shopping centers are being redeveloped, mostly with residential, but in a lot of cases having some sort of commercial to go with it. Next project I want to highlight is a commercial project. It was also recently completed. This is at 288 North Santa Anita Avenue. So this is Santa Anita Ave, just north of Huntington Drive. There's an REI just to the south of the site there. So this is a development project where it's an owner-builder, optometry group acquired the property. It was vacant, as you can see in the aerial here. And they developed with a 4-story tall office building. And they're leasing out most of the office on the upper floors, and then on the ground floor, it's 7,100 square feet of spec commercial, so they didn't have specific tenants to go in. Next slide. This shows the completed project. Not a great photo, but it looks nicer in person. And so this is an example of just a straight commercial project. We don't see a lot of these, to be perfectly honest, nowadays, but this was a good one. It's kind of around our dense downtown area. So on the ground floor, the optometry group has actually opened an optometry office in the corner unit. And then there's a virtual reality golf, Gen G golf use that's going into a lot of the other space on the ground floor. And they should be opening in about 6 months from now. Next development is a project that's currently under construction, 2607 South Santa Anita. This is just north of that first project that I showed, the townhome development. So this site was previously a church, and the church property decided they wanted to relocate, downsize, which again is kind of a common thing I'm sure a lot of you are seeing with churches. So they did relocate, move to a different site and sold the property. This is being developed with a 33 two-story townhomes. The zoning on this site was residential, and so it allows them just to build residential. So next slide. There's a site plan. So, medium density townhome style. Next. And this is a rendering showing what it'll look like from the street. Next project I want to highlight is our La Meridien Hotel development. The La Meridien Hotel, this is by Arcadia City Hall, kind of by the racetrack with the site off Huntington Drive. That was the dirt of what it looked like a few years ago after the previous motel was demolished that was on the site. So we did have a developer come in with a two-phase project on the, if you go to the next slide, on the kind of north upper right corner there, the lot was the La Meridien Hotel, 233 room, 6-story hotel. It did open back in June of 2021. And then on the other part of on the left-hand side there was a phase 2 that was approved with it. And that was an 8-story, 96-unit condominium development, and it had some commercial on the ground floor. So the status of that is that it does not look like the phase 2 is going to happen. And they're looking, it hasn't been fully announced, but they have approached the city about potentially extending the permits or putting the property up for sale. So it could potentially happen, but what we're hearing is that right now, just with the construction costs and other details, it doesn't pencil out right now to develop that. And so they're exploring what other options as far as what to do with that. So it may be coming on the market in the near future. That is a rendering of what was approved for that space. So it looks very nice. I think part of the issue with it, from what we're hearing, is that it was they're kind of flat. They're condominiums that were single level flats, and they were having a hard time getting construction loans on that, just because it's a product that we don't see a lot in Arcadia or this area. So it's much more of an urban product. So what we end up seeing is something that's more traditional, either apartments or townhome style condos if it does get developed in the future. Next property is 1150 West Colorado. Was a former Coco's bakery that closed down about 3 or 4 years ago. As you can see in the area here, a lot of parking lot and a small amount of building, surrounded by single family residential. It's kind of a one-off in Arcadia in that it's a commercial property that is surrounded by single family. So there are some challenges with the site. Next slide. So it was approved during COVID for an Artis senior living facility. And this was going to be an 80-unit assisted living community. So after getting their entitlements approved by the city, they have since backed away from the project. They do own the site, but they're backed away from the project. I think they're kind of retracting from the whole Southern California area. And so they are, currently the property is on the market for sale as a potential development opportunity. And interested developers are, on the one hand, people who may be looking to do this sort of project, senior living facility, or we're getting a lot of interest, as you can imagine, from residential, townhome style residential. And it's not zoned for that, but we're open to it as a city as far as what could go on the site. So still to be determined as far as what ultimately gets developed on that property. So kind of moving into our more urban downtown area, this is a by our Metro Light Rail Station, Huntington Plaza project. This was a private developer acquired about 4 or 5 properties, consolidated them. They're on Huntington Drive between First and Second Avenue. And approached the city with a mixed-use development project. And we have since entitled the project, and they're in plan check and getting ready to pull permit. Next slide. So this is what the project will look like. So some commercial along the main corridor there at Huntington Drive, and then apartment above, and then on the next slide is kind of the back side of the project. You can see on the bottom slide there, the Gold Line light rail runs right north of the site, and it's all apartments on the back side. So this is a pretty good example of the type of projects we're getting. Very minimal commercial, but some, in part because the city requires it, but also because we think it makes sense for a Huntington Drive because it is a commercial corridor, but really being driven mostly economics wise by the apartments that people want to build, and they're getting good lease rates right now for apartments in Arcadia in the area. So currently the development team is really working through some challenges with utilities and other construction things that I won't bore you with, but we're ready to issue permits and get this project underway as soon as they are. Another project, small one, just down on Live Oak, just mentioned briefly, it's a vacant lot, and it's been entitled for a very small project, 3-story mixed use, 12 residential units, 3,500 square feet. I just mentioned this because we do have a few small vacant lots like this throughout the city of Arcadia, and we are interested in developments that make sense on those sites. So this would be one of those small projects, but important for the area. Next slide. More exciting project, kind of going back towards our downtown, is at 125 West Huntington. This is right across from the Meridien. It's another hotel. It's being developed, a 165-room hotel. It's a Hilton brand. Next. That shows the site plan. It has been approved by the city. Right now, there's an office building. They are looking to do an adaptive reuse, sort of. They're tearing most of it down, but it was approved as an adaptive reuse project to convert the 3-story office and then build a hotel tower on the right side of the site plan there. Next slide. That is the latest rendering. Final one to be determined. They've also come back and recently got a rooftop bar approved, which we're really excited about. Yep, next slide. So one of the most dense projects we've recently gotten in Arcadia is this one here. It's an Alexan mixed-use project, 150 North Santa Anita Avenue. It's literally right across the street from the metro station. There's an existing 8-story office building on the site, and the owners have partnered with Trammell Crow Residential to basically redevelop all that surface parking lot and those smaller buildings on the east side of the lot. Next slide. And this is what the project will look like. So as you can see, pretty dense, 7 stories. That'll be the tallest residential that we've seen in Arcadia. Entitlements were approved for the project, so it's fully entitled, about 319 units. This is also the first one where there's an affordable housing units included. First one in Arcadia, we haven't seen that before, but it definitely will be a trend moving forward, in part because the city needs to require it based on what the state's telling us we have to do to get more housing units. So in response, though, then we allow developers to build taller, to build denser. That's at least the idea, is that it offsets the costs there, gets some affordable housing, and allows the developer to make a project that pencils out. So they're moving pretty quick. This is a good development team, particularly Trammell Crow, very experienced, and so we're anticipating a lot of they're moving through the plan check and process very quick and getting construction started towards the end of this year. Another project here, just real quick, it's a 5-story mixed-use project, Huntington and Santa Anita. So this is like our main in Arcadia. The Denny's Windmills right across the street there, if you're familiar with it. You can go to the next one. And that's a rendering. So 157 residential units, about 15,000 square feet of commercial. Next slide. Oh, and just an update on that one. That one's in site plan design review, getting close to approval. We think as a city that it's a project that makes sense. So we're going to be bringing it before our planning commission and city council here in the next probably 6 months to get it entitled. And this is another kind of smaller project, again, like the other one I mentioned, but just a vacant lot, 314 East Live Oak. Zoning is mixed use, so it's developed with residential with some commercial. Again, the commercial is just kind of a throw-in required by the city, but developers willing to do it, so. Next project, again, that's in the kind of early site plan design review phase of the city is another mixed use, 108 residential units, 7,800 square feet. And this is on just 1.3 acres, so pretty dense for Arcadia, right by our metro station again. And so we're working with the development team on getting a project before our planning commission or city council later this year. This one is probably my favorite project going on in the city. So the Derby restaurant, the owner of it during COVID, well, on one hand, it was, like most restaurants really struggling to get through COVID, but was able to do it. And then he had an option to purchase the Derby property and he executed that option. And then just to the east there on that second parcel outlined was a soup plantation, and soup plantation went out of business. And so he acquired that property as well. And now he's moving forward with a local development team on doing a kind of a reimagining of the site. So the idea is they want to keep the Derby or remake the Derby, I should say, but kind of keep the historic theme and historic architecture, and then build 6-story project, mostly apartments with a little bit of commercial on the ground floor on all that surface parking lot again. You see on the aerial here and on the soup plantation side. So they're working through the process. I think the environmental review is currently underway right now. I do have a rendering on the next slide. Yeah, so that's what it looks like. So it's a really cool design. They're taking the Derby, they're reusing a lot of the existing materials. It's going to be a new structure, but as you can see, it's really kind of keeping the quaint, old, historical theme and historical design for the Derby itself. And they're adding a rooftop bar. And then the rest of it is apartments. So we're getting a lot of good praise on this project. Again, because it's really reusing surface parking lots and adding a bunch of housing, which we need. Getting close to wrapping up my presentation here, but just a couple more projects that I think might be of interest to you guys. This one is at the H Mart site, Huntington Village Mixed Use. So Mitchalinda, Huntington Drive. It used to have a Bonds headquarters building on the north end there, which is currently vacant. So developers acquired the site, the idea being they want to keep the H Mart market. They want to add housing townhome styles on the northern 2/3 of that property, and then try to do something with that, again, that surface parking lot that would add retail or housing. It's early in the process right now, so I don't really have any good renderings to show, and it's definitely a challenging site. We're working with them to really make sure that the H Mart market, which is a really good use in the city, is protected and that they have everything they need in order to continue to be successful. So some challenges with the site, but something to keep your eyes out for in the future as far as a big development, because altogether it's about an 11-acre site. And then just another quick one here, another Santa Anita, the guys doing that Alexa mixed use have also acquired this property and are pending submittal on moving forward with something similar, about 5 to 6 story mixed use. It's a 2.7 acre site, so a pretty good site that abuts right to that light rail line, just kind of going diagonal through the screen there. We also have a pending submittal at the Old Peppers Restaurant on Colorado Place. And this is for a 91-room Hilton Home to Suites hotel proposal. Yeah, no renderings yet, but they look like they're moving forward with that. And the Peppers is going to be demolished soon. So we're working with them on that. Next. And then this is just a slide that just shows how much activity is going on in our downtown. We've set up the zoning the city has to allow a lot of dense projects in the area. And this just outlines where all those are going, kind of see around this is where we're really focusing a lot of the housing and the higher density projects into this area. Next slide. And so I just want to wrap up real quick, kind of talking about what future development in Arcadia is going to look like. So we're going to be seeing a lot of multifamily residential, potentially on commercial zone properties. Our housing element, we're required to allow a bunch of by the state to allow a bunch of new residential. And we have a lot of just commercial properties that are older and run down or not the highest and best use. And so in the next couple of years, we're going to be moving forward with a zoning code that would allow you to build just apartments on commercial. So no mixed use requirement necessarily, just add housing on those sites. I mentioned earlier about affordable housing. It is going to be a requirement for these projects coming up. And in exchange, the city will be giving higher density and other concessions in order to make that happen, because we particularly need housing on the low to moderate level for this area and for the city. And so again, as part of that, higher density is something that we're going to be looking at as far as housing, requiring less parking. There's some state legislation that actually requires that. We've kind of moved more and more towards let the market decide how much. A lot of the developers are building a little bit more, even though they're required just because they think they need it. But then other ones have approached just about to a less. So I think that's going to be a trend we see. And then streamlining less entitlement requirements and discretionary reviews for projects. And then the final two ones, just sites to keep your eyes on, the Santa Anita parking lots. That's always a big question we get. There's nothing currently proposed for that area, but at some point, and maybe a decade or more away, we're going to see something there. It's just too good of a site to redevelop. Santa Anita Park racetrack will remain, and they'll just have structured parking as opposed to the surface parking. And then there is a new owner of the shop at Santa Anita Mall, which is formerly Westfield. So we've been working closely with the new owners, and so far things are going well there. There could be some potential in the future to do something on that site, whether that's hospitality or even potentially housing, again, on those surface parking lots. So with that, I will just thank you again for your time. It was a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
My name is Wayne Chow. Tim, thank you for coming. No, did I see something dropping? I think I saw something dropping. I'm a lone resident of Arcadia, and thank you very much for coming over today. I have a question. I noticed that a lot of them are changing zoning from commercial to residential to mixed use. What is the process? And are you guys really doing a lot of those? Because it seems like you are. A lot of residential into commercial and commercial into residential, and then a lot of this type of thing going on in Arcadia. What's happening over there?
Yeah, so it has mostly been staff driven in that we need to meet certain state requirements, but also just what makes sense, we think, locally for the city. So we've been doing as a staff and the city proposing most of the expansion of our mixed use areas. And we'll be proposing this overlay on commercial sites that would allow for residential. We are, as far as a process goes, we are open though, if it makes sense to potentially consider a rezone of a property, such as that Coco's Mitchell Linda one I mentioned. We're open to being a developer proposal, and then that would be packaged up with the actual proposed development and brought before our city council for approval. 12 months or more, probably. So.
Hi, my name is Doug Willis. I was wondering, when you approve a project for a new, say, condominium project, what kind of entitlements has the developer committed to in terms of lower income housing?
In the past, there was no affordable housing requirements. Moving forward, for a project over a certain size, and we haven't established what that is yet, there will be, but for bigger projects, let's say 100 units or more, for instance, there is going to be a requirement of, I think, a minimum of 10 or 15% affordable, and then in exchange, you can build again higher density, have less parking, those sort of things.
In terms of the people who would actually inhabit those units, what kind of qualifications then would they have to have or meet?
So it's just, it's based on income. There's a LA County median income level. And so they would apply and go through a process of verifying that they meet that requirement. And then they would be given discounted rent based on, I think, how much they make. Yeah. But we don't have any yet, so it's kind of new to us too, but we're working, that's what the process is going to be. So.
A couple questions in the chat. Carol Wang, does Arcadia offer the first time home buyer program?
No.
And I think Jeff already asked you about the affordable housing, and I believe you answered the question already. Anyone have any more questions? How are your RENA numbers?
We need like 3,000 units, housing units. Half or more are at the moderate to low income level. So we're currently getting and working with our friends at the state to get them to certify our plan for how we're going to accomplish that over the next 9 years. It's ambitious, of course, but we're doing what we feel are actual things that will actually allow for a lot of those units to be built rather than just on paper. So that's a lot of the things that are going to be coming out. I kind of highlighted at the end there are things that we really think will in fact get a lot of those units built in Arcadia. So that's correct. And in the past, it was really just showing that the zoning was in place that could allow private development to get to that number. The latest cycle of the housing requirements, though, and a lot of the legislation that's come down from the state now really puts the onus on the cities to actually produce those units. If you don't, they will not certify future housing plans and they'll start withholding funding. So far, so good. I mean, we kind of worried, like a lot of cities, that it's going to be a big contentious issue. So far, it has not been. We're getting them. They're generally pretty small and not getting a lot of complaints. I think the streamlined process as well eliminates a lot of that neighbor versus neighbor fighting that might have occurred if it had to go through a big public hearing and public review. So overall, I'd say it's been very smooth. We've been very happy with the lack of controversy or lack of issues with us.
What's the time frame for the ADU?
Those are almost by right at this point. So I don't know the exact time frame if you're a planning division, but it's very quick. Yeah.
Question from Chad, from Mindy. Will you please provide an update on the tiny homes?
Yeah, so the tiny homes is in reference to homeless housing. There was a project proposed in the very southeast part of the city. It's an industrial area that would have added, I think, 12 or something temporary, shelters for homeless. It was proposed as kind of a joint thing with the county, and we had a big uprising from a bunch of neighbors. I think there was a lot of misunderstanding about what that project was and even where it was located. So our city council at the time was not comfortable moving forward, so they put it on pause, and it's been on pause for about 1.5 years now. So, but at some point there may be something that comes forward. The issue is, though, if you don't provide homeless housing, you can't enforce a lot of your homeless ordinances. And so then that leads to people camping out in front of businesses, camping out in parks. If you don't provide an option for shelter, you're violating civil rights by telling people who don't have homes, that they can't stay there. So that's kind of the other side of the issue.
That's all the questions we have. Thank you.
All right, and I'll be around afterwards if anyone has questions.
All right, on behalf of the West St. Gabriel Valley Universe, we could like to thank our guest speaker for this very informative presentation. Please accept this small token of our appreciation.
Thank you. Thank you.
Again, please give another round of applause to our guest speaker team. All right, it's our attendance join time. All WSGB members are included in attendance join. Not all can be displayed, but all are included. Today, our pot is at $150. If we don't get a winner, $25 gets added to the pot each week until we have a winner. If we get a winner, pot will begin again at $25. If for our last breakfast meeting of the year, we still don't have a winner, we will draw names until we get a winner. Winner must be in person at the association to win. When your name is called, you must be announced that you are here. If we call your name 3 times and you do not respond, we will not move on, no exceptions. So please spin the wheel. Inland. All right, guess we're 175 next week. All right. How 2 more times? All right. Inland. Last call. Inland. All right. All right. Next will be our Amazon gift card drawing. Now, yes. All right. Now we will have our guest speaker team to select 3 lucky winners from those attending in person. The first one, for Blvd, Donald and Katie. All right, next will be our CZ member, Jenny Chen. Last one will be Claire Wan Chi Su. And thank you, Tim, for your lucky hand. All right, please make sure to participate in our education classes. A list of upcoming classes is displayed on your screen. We have CCIM 101, Financial Analysis for Commercial Investment Real Estate, next Monday to Friday. And we will also have CRMLS virtual training on April 26th. And 45-hour DRE license renewable CE class on April 28th. And commercial seminar, new law improve energy tax benefit for business owner and landlords on May 9th. It's time for our 50-50 raffle.
$50.
And today's raffle is $50.
Yeah. We gotta switch it.
All right, so the winning number will be 191 1684 1684. Before we end our meeting, if you submit an announcement form, please come up and make your announcement. Or if you didn't register for a caravan but could like to pitch a listing, please come up to the front with your flyer. Your listing must be active in the MLS.
Jolene too from Remax My Home. We do have a listing on this week in Hacienda Heights, as you know, it's a very popular city. And the lot is really awesome. It's super huge, 25,000 square foot lot, 3 detached units. So it's, you know, for investment purposes, or if you can live in one and rent out the other 2. The units are great in size. One of the units is 4 bedrooms and 2 baths. Second unit is 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. The third unit is 5 bedrooms, 3 baths, completely detached. And it comes with a little water meter, gas, and electrical. So it's a great property. If you have any additional questions, please do reach out to me. Thank you.
This one is mine. 2949 and 2961 83rd Street. It's in California City. Anyone know what California City is? Right, just a little bit past Lancaster. So this is a great investment. I have 2 property and they're identical right next to each other. Each property consists of 8 units. There are 4 units with 2 bedroom, 2 bath, and there are 4 units with 1 bed and 1 bath. So the next property is the same identical. You can either buy it together or buy separately. One is $899 or 1.8 for both. Currently, the cap rate is 6% and it's over 7,000 rent for the month. Newly renovated, great tenants in there, they're all occupied. And the best thing is the rent control is not like crazy as LA. So it's a great investment. Thank you. Drive by only.
All right, thank you, Sean. Next, we'll have Yamber from Global Business Consult.
Morning, everyone. My name is Linber. I am the chair of Global Business Council. I have a few events that I would like you to save the dates for. The first one is we have a CIPS Institute coming up on June 12th to June 16th. The details are in the bulletin. Number 2 is we have on Wednesday, June 14th, we have a global food tasting and cultural night, which is going to be held here. Tickets are $15 each. It's going to start at 5:30 and we will have the opportunity to sample all kinds of foods from all over the world. On June 14th, and it starts at 5:30 p.m. We also are going to have a global summit on Friday, July the 7th. We have informative sessions from real estate professionals like attorney, title escrow officers, CPAs, and more. So, and this is a free event. So please save the date, and when the time comes to register, please do. Thank you.
Thank you, Ying. And next, we'll have Laura.
Good morning. Thank you, Nancy said, welcome back. I have a little jet lag, but still I can manage to pitch this event announcement. We understand Arcadia has Arcadia in the mall. However, in the city of Monterey Park, Marie Calendar, actually the lot was sold. We understand that the owner operator still want to push this event together to support the local business. So on upcoming Sunday, 7 a.m. early bird, that we have free coffee for everyone. If you can drive your luxury or one-of-a-kind light truck, vans, or collectible cars coming down to our city of Monterey Park on 220 South Atlantic Boulevard in the city of Monterey Park. The brunch come back to serve at 9 a.m. We are so excited because anyone is expecting, you know, all the business coming back, and this is a great opportunity to hang out and say hi. And if you need any flyer or RSVP, please email to Ivana Shu at yahoo.com. And we also have a board of directors here with Buck Stapleton and Victoria Stapleton too. So anyone, let me know if you're interested about car. Here we go. Not only Arcadia, but also Monterey Park. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Thomas Wong.
Morning, everyone. My name is Thomas Wong. I am very delighted to announce that our own WSGBAR Foundation is hosting a golf charity tournament on July the 14th. It's a Friday, and it's going to be at the California Country Club. It's in Whittier, and it's off the Freeway 60 and the 605. The registration begins at noon. The tea time will be at 1 p.m. and the format is going to be a scramble. It is open to any level, and whether you are a recreational, intermediate, or advanced player, you're welcome to play. How much is going to cost? It's going to cost $150 per golfer, and that's going to include the green fee, the car, the dinner, the drinks, and the other tea price. There is going to be an award banquet immediately followed by the play, and for those of you who would like to just come and cheer up the winners, and there's gonna be a $50 for dinner only. There will be also opportunity for it. There will be 3 levels. If you can see on the right hand side, the second page is going to be more description about it, what is going to entitle each sponsorship. And also the most important, keep in mind, you are swinging for a cause to make a difference, being a participant or a sponsor contributing to our foundation. Our foundation grant a scholarship to high school within the 5 cities and other nonprofit organizations. So please feel free to invite other colleagues, families, and friends. And the registration is now open. And you can fill out now a form with your foursome or yourself, and you can hand it to the staff or to myself. And if you have any further question, you can contact me directly, text me, or email. So hope you will see you. Looking forward to you, everyone participating on that day. Thank you. Oh, the other thing too, coming soon, you'll be able to register online and pay online. Thank you.
Thank you, Artis. And next one we went for again. Welcome back.
Thank you. It's me again, but this time I'm here to talk about the West End Gabriel Valley Association of Realtors Foundation. As you know, we raise funds to benefit nonprofit organizations, high school students who are graduating to a higher school of learning. So in order for us to get the funds to sponsor these organizations and students, we ourselves have to raise funds. So we have one event coming, or not event, we have decided to add one more to our fundraising opportunity, which is we're going to have a table out there under the sign, the West End Gabriel Valley Association Realtors Foundation sign. We're going to have a little table there, and we will have a silent auction every Thursday. So when you come in, before you get your coffee, look at what we have to offer, put a little price on that, and then go get your coffee. This is one of the ways we're raising funds so that we can have the funds to grant to non-profit organizations and high school students who are going to a higher school of learning. And the 50-50 that you participated in, and for those who have bought tickets, we thank you, and please continue to do so because that helps our kitty. So thank you so much, and please help us sponsor the foundation. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack. All right, last announcement for me. So we're excited to announce an upcoming educational opportunity for all our members. CCIM 101, Financial Analysis for Commercial Investment Real Estate. This course will be held here, West End Gabriel Valley Realtors, and it promises to provide valuable insight and tools to enhance your skill in commercial real estate. To register, please visit www.wsgbar.com. And it's a 4-day course. It begins next Monday. The cost for CCI member is $1,200. For realtors, it will be $1,460. For non-members, will be $1,735. The instructor will be Susie Jones Walker, and she is one of the best instructors for the CCIM class. And thank you, everyone. Please join us next week, April 27, 2023. Our speakers will be Derek Harper, CST Insurance, James Chen, State Farm, Eduardo Higuchi, New York Life. That topic will be Know Your Insurance. Thank you, everyone, for joining our meeting today. This meeting is now adjourned.